The Boston Celtics are on pace to win over 60 games this season, and we still haven't seen them at their highest potential. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Josue Pavon. Now, it's very clear that this Boston Celtics team has now set new expectations for themselves than what we all thought before the season.
Right.
And the funny thing is, so many games this season, most of the games this season, they haven't had all their key pieces healthy. Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker missed a game.
Right.
Everyone, except maybe Jason Tatum, has missed some time this season. So the scary part for the rest of the league is this team, who knows what they're capable of when they have everyone ready.
Yeah, I like what Brad Stevens said after the game, talking about seeing this team at its full potential. That's when he's really going to start getting excited about what this team can actually be, because it's been tough. No Robert Williams. I think he's a piece that we still have to find out what he can bring to the table moving forward, and I'm still interested to see how that's going to pan out. Of course, Grant Williams been filling in there. Other guys have been sort of, Brad's been leaning on that small ball lineup, but it's going to be interesting to see how Robert Williams is going to be, added to this rotation. Of course, Marcus Smart means everything to this team, right? I mean, he's essentially their defensive identity. He's the defensive anchor. He's their spark, their power. So, seeing them win and be successful without him has been great. But yeah, I can't wait to see what this team is all about. Whether they win 60 games or not, or over 60 games, I just think that continuity is more important than anything.
Absolutely.
Making sure that they have that down and seeing how they can look, up against some of the top tier teams. And I can't wait to see this matchup against the Raptors. I do wish the Raptors were a bit more healthy. Speaking of health, but whether we see Marcus Smart there or not, I just think this team has to keep moving forward and keep developing. Someone like Jaylen Brown has been off to such a hot start. Talk about a guy who's putting up 20-plus points a game, grabbing 7 rebounds. That's one thing a lot of people don't talk about. Grabbing 7 rebounds and doing it all while shooting 50% from the floor. Now, besides him, Joel Embiid is the only other guy in the NBA that's putting up 20 points, averaging over 7 rebounds, and shooting 50% from the floor. That's quite a feat for Jaylen Brown.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Marcus Smart. He might make his return on Saturday against the Raptors, but even though he is a defensive guy, he's their defensive anchor, questions are surrounding when he comes back offensively. What does that do to the flow that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, and even Gordon Hayward have kind of created? Because it does mean less touches, it does mean less minutes. Are you concerned at all with having everyone healthy?
No, not at all. I think you want that. That's kind of that's the issue that Brad wants to have, right? He wants to be the guy who has to make the decision of divvying up minutes and putting guys in particular situations. Who gets the ball, right, in a tie game if everyone's failing it, or at least 2 of those 3 top guys are failing it. Those are the kind of you can't even call them problems, right? Those are the kind of like obstacles he wants to tackle. And I think Brad is sort of saying, when he said that after this game, the way I took it is, I need to have those experiences under my belt, because when come playoff time, I can't be thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Because I've never had this guy or this team at full strength up until this point, or the sample size before the playoffs wasn't as big as I would like to have been, and trying to figure out certain scenarios. So I think Brad, it would make things so much easier if this team's at full strength, because he's able to know what he has from his guys, and everyone will have those reps. However, on the positive side of things, the young guys like Grant Williams, people who may not get the same kind of minutes moving forward, Romeo Langford, now you can see what they have, and those are the kind of guys you can say, you know what, if all fails or if other options don't pan out, I have these guys to lean on, and they're capable, and they have those minutes under their belt. So it's a great situation, great predicament for Brad Stevens and Celtics to be. However, this is going to be a very crucial part of the season, for me at least, in January. I think this is, one, obviously the most busiest time of the season, and 2, a lot of road games. So we're going to see how this team unfolds and how they find their identity and how Brad Stevens is able to overcome those obstacles.
Well, this Garden Report is brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to their website, enter promo code CLNS50 to receive your welcome bonus. For all the rest of our Celtics coverage, head on over to our website at clnsmedia.com.